Hello, my dear students. Hope you all are doing well. Today we'll learn about the chapter Indian Agriculture. In this chapter, we will learn about the topics of climatic condition, soil requirement, method of cultivation, processing and distribution of rice, wheat, and millet. So, firstly, we have to know about what do you mean by agriculture. The science or practice of farming, including cultivation of soil for growing of crops and rearing of animals to provide food, wool, other products, is called agriculture. Agriculture forms the backbone of the Indian economy, and food crop forms the backbone of Indian agriculture. Due to suitable relief, favorable climatic condition, fertile soil and long growing season, India can grow a variety of food crop such as rice, wheat, maize, millet, pulses, etc. The first food crop that we learn is the rice. Rice, we know that the rice is the most important food crop of India because half of the population living in the eastern and the southern part of the country live in this food. That is rice. It is called as staple food. So, what do you mean by staple food? A staple food means the food that is eaten regularly or routinely for the significant amount of nutrients. In India, the rice is grown about nearly 44 million hectare, which is the 25% of the total cropped area in India. Here is the list of the countries for the production of rice. Firstly comes China, that is 148.5 million metric ton. After China, India comes second. So, India production is 116.42 million metric tons. After India, the countries that are Indonesia and Bangladesh come after this. Rice is an important food crop not only in India, even in the whole world. The United Nations declared 2004 as the International Year of Rice with the theme of Rice is Life. As we are discussing about rice, we have to know the condition in which the rice grows well. Here it is written that rice is a kharif crop. So what do you mean by kharif crop? The word kharif crop means autumn in Arabic. Since this period coincides with the beginning of autumn in the Indian subcontinent, the monsoonal sowing season is called Kharif period, and the crops that are sown in this period is known as Kharif crop. It is a tropical plant which grows well in hot and humid climate. So, hot and humid climate is prevails along the tropics. What is the which region is called the tropics? That this is the 0 degree, that is called the equator, and these are the tropics of north and south. In this region, the kharif crops grows well. So now we know about the condition in which the growth of rice are doing well. Rice need high temperature, about 20 to 23 degrees centigrade at the time of sowing, and 23 to 25 degrees centigrade during the period of growth, and about 25 to 30 at the period of harvesting. Another condition that is needed for the growth of rice is the average annual rainfall, that should be 150 centimeter. The rice is the main crop in those regions where the rainfall ranges about 100 to 200 centimeter. Rainfall should be well distributed throughout the year because the rice is a type of crop which needed is a plenty of water. Another condition which is needed is rice should be flooded, which means the land in which the rice is cultivated is always fill up with water during the time of sowing and the early stage of growth. The depth of the flooded waters would be 10 to 12 centimeter. The next condition that is needed for the cultivation of rice is the plain land or the level land that have low mud wall to retain water in the hilly areas. The slope are terraced to provide level field in the hilly areas. It is grown as dry or upland rice. So, we know that in the hilly areas the slopes are like this, and for the farming purpose, the walls of the mountain are cutting like the terrace where they can grow or retain water easily. Rice grows well in non-porous type of soil. What is non-porous type of soil? In the soil, the water remains on the surface and it does not soaks in the soil. The deep, fertile, clay or loamy soil of the river valleys, we know that from the river gets the fertile soil from the mountains and deposit in the plains, that which form the floodplain, coastal areas or deltas, which can hold water. The other type of soil that are useful for the growth of rice are the loam or the lighter soil and the black soil. Machines are not useful in the rice cultivation, and the most of the works preparing in the nursery bed and the transplantation of the rice seed is mainly by the human labors. Thus, cheap and enough labor is needed in this type of cultivation. Rice is mainly grown in the densely populated area from where we can get the cheap and abundant labor for this cultivation. After this, we have to know about the methods that are related to the rice cultivation. That are broadcasting method, drilling method, dibbling method, transplantation and Japanese method. In the broadcasting method, the rice seeds are scattered in the field by hands, and this is normally done before the onset of monsoon. This method is popular in the area of the low rainfall, less fertile soil, and where enough labor is not easily available. After this, in the drilling method, the rice seeds are sown in the furrow, which is dropped through a pipe attached to the plough. In this method, if the seeds are sown properly, then the germination is high and wastage of seed is much less. This method is mostly practiced in the peninsular India. Now we are going to see the picture of drilling method. This is the picture of drilling method where the seeds are put by these types of these pipes, and where the wastage of seed is much less. In the dibbling process, holes are made in the field and the rice seeds are dropped at the regular interval. A dibble is an instrument which are used for digging the holes in the field. This is the dibbling process where the holes are made at a regular interval and the rice seeds are dropped in these holes. In the transplantation method, the rice seeds are first sown in the nursery bed. After about 4 to 6 weeks, the seedlings from the nursery are picked and planted in the male field. At this stage, the seedlings are about 25 centimeter. What is the length? It is the 25 centimeter. The entire work in this method is done by human labor. Very heavy input are needed to get the high yield of rice. This method is widely practiced in the floodplain or delta of the rivers. This is the picture of transplantation method where the rice seeds are first sown in the nursery bed, and after this it is sown in the main field. Method which comes from the improvement of the transplantation method is the Japanese method. In this method, the farmers use high yield variety of seeds and sow them in the raised nursery bed. Later on, the seedlings are planted in the main field at a distance of about 25 cm between the rows and 15 cm between the plant. This can make the weeding easy for the farmers. When the irrigation and the manure are used, the yield of paddy per hectare is very high. Rice is mainly grown in the hot and humid region, we know that is in the tropics. So, in West Bengal, rice is mainly grown in the hot and humid region, we know that is in the tropics. So, in West Bengal, it produces up to 3 types of crops in a year, and in the other parts it can produce 2 to 3 types of crops in a year. The northern and the hilly part can only produce one crop in this year, because we know in the northern region there prevails the cold weather in winter season. Now we have to know about the production of rice in India. The production of rice in India is about 18% of the world total rice production. There has been considerable increase in the area per hectare and the total production of the rice in the last 60 years. In this table, we can see that in 1950 to 51, the total production is 668 kg per hectare. From then to 2013 to 14, the production increased up to 2419 kg per hectare. Also, after the increase of this production, the India remains behind many countries that are China, USA, Japan, Korea. Thus, there is a still vast scope for increasing of the production without increasing the area under the rice cultivation. Now, let us discuss about the areas of rice production. The rice is grown almost every part of the India. We know that in India rice is mainly grown in the peninsular part, not and then in the northern part of India, and also except in the hot and dry desert region of Rajasthan, Kutch Saurashtra, Malwa, Marathwada region, etc. The main rice producing area include the lower and the middle Gangetic plains, the eastern and the western coastal plain. Where the eastern and western coastal plain located in the peninsular part of the India, this is the eastern part and this is the western coastal plain. The Brahmaputra valley and the part of the peninsular plateau. The Punjab and the Haryana became the important producer of the rice after the Green Revolution. So, after the Green Revolution, Punjab and Haryana became the important center of the production of the rice. About half of the total production of rice come from the West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. The other major producer of the rice include Odisha, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Assam, Tamil Nadu, Haryana. So, firstly, as West Bengal is the largest producer, so we firstly learn about West Bengal. West Bengal is the largest producer of the rice in India, and it is mainly grown in the lower Gangetic plain. Major rice producing districts are Mednipur, Bardhaman, North and South Chabis Pargana, Bankura, Birbhum. As many of these three crops called as Aman, As and Buro are grown in a year. After the West Bengal, here comes the Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Together occupy the second place among the topmost rice producing state. About 25% of the total cultivation area of the state is devoted to rice cultivation. As many as 50 districts produces rice and the main are Dehradun, Bareilly, Gorakhpur, Muzaffarnagar, Ajodhya, Nainital, Varanasi, etc. After Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, here comes the Punjab. Punjab has the facility of HYV seeds, that is, high yield variety of seed, fertilizer, perennial irrigation by canal tubewells. This causes changes in the cropping pattern from wheat to rice. Because of various facilities available in Punjab, they are shifted from wheat to rice cultivation. So, in Punjab gives the highest yield of rice, about 4000 kg per hectare in India. The main producing center or districts of Punjab are Patiala, Firozpur, Ludhiana, Sangrur, Amritsar, Faridkot. The other states that are engaged in producing the rice are Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. It is stated as the fourth largest producer of India and the most important rice producing area of these states are Godavari Krishna Delta and the adjoining coastal plain. The Green Revolution helped the increasing in the rice production. This region has the third highest yield of around 3120 kg per hectare. In the fifth position comes Odisha and it is grown in almost every part of the state. About 70% of the crop area is under rice cultivation, but the production is less due to the lack of irrigation facilities and variation in the rainfall. From this chart, we can know about the production and the yield of rice throughout the year. Here we can see that West Bengal comes in the first position and Assam comes in the lowest position. The other rice producing states of India are Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Assam, Tamil Nadu, Haryana, Karnataka, Maharashtra, etc. Most of the rice produced in India is consumed locally. However, there is some interstate trade. Interstate trade means the trade that is taken place between the neighboring states. The export of rice from India is encouraging in the last decades. Now, India is the second largest exporter of the rice in the world after Thailand. Now, let us see the main rice growing states of India. Here, in the green color, in the deep green color, it is the rice growing state in the northern zone. In the sky blue color, it is the rice growing state in the central zone, and the light green color is the rice growing state in the southern zone. So, in the southern zone, it is the states are Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. And in the central state, central India, there are Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and Maharashtra. In the northern zone comes Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand. We previously know that West Bengal is the largest producer of rice. So, from this picture, we will know about where the agriculture or the cultivation of rice mainly happen in the large quantity and where the quantity is less than the other part of India. Now, with this, we have covered the most important food crop of India, that is rice. After this, we will learn about another important food crop, that is rice. That's all for today. Thank you.